Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, the Gunners family, how are they on this beautiful morning? Oh yeah, this is the match preview of that game that is coming up tonight at the Emirate Stadium. Arsenal hosting Bayern Munich, and it is going to be an incredible one. 9 p.m. Nigeria time, that's the game that everybody will fix their eyes on. If we are to look at it head to head, Bayern Munich, they get the password of Arsenal in time past, that they always will play Arsenal back to back. But you see, this time around, the story have changed. The Arsenal of this season, you cannot compare it to the Arsenal of old. Arsenal now are now doing some crazy things. For instance, they've not considered any go in the UEFA Champions League. Could you believe that? Even Bayern Munich, as everybody, they see them as the best in Europe right now. They've considered about 3 goals. Arsenal are still playing clean sheet in Europe as far as I'm concerned. However, I don't think they will still continue with that clean sheet tonight. But nothing is impossible. This is football. However, I have an opinion that a lot of people might not want to agree with me tonight. Simply because, you see, if you are to ask me, Arsenal play against Tottenham Hotspur on Sunday. Now, they will be playing against Bayern Munich tonight, and they will be playing against Chelsea on Sunday. If you ask me as a Chelsea fan, I will tell you, please, start your best tonight. Start your all in tonight's game. But looking at the game they played before, the one they will play now, the one they will play on Sunday, it is very much advisable for Mikel Arteta to choose one. Is it Bayern Munich you want to go for, or is it against Chelsea? It is advisable for him to rotate in today's game. However, when I'm talking about rotation, I'm not talking about heavy rotation. For instance, bench Bukayo Saka, start Noni Madueke. You could clearly see that the rotation still they enter each other. Bench Ricardo Calafiori, start Miles Kelly. The rotation is still heavy, not still big. For instance, if to say Big Gabi they available, play Piero Hincapié. But Big Gabi is not available. Piero Hincapié have to start. So this is my own standpoint. It is going to be advisable for Mikel Arteta to rotate simply because I know that there is a bragging right in line. But the most important thing is the reality that we have to face. If Arsenal lose today's game against Bayern Munich, will they not get out of the top 8? They will definitely get out of the top 8. This is the only game this is the only hard fixtures in Arsenal's fixtures. In the entirety of their fixtures run, this is the hardest of the games. Even if Arsenal play against Barcelona tomorrow, they go, who be Baka? That one don't even lose a pedigree. You don't lose a pedigree. If Newcastle... Anyway, no wahala, make I don't go Newcastle side because Newcastle don't embarrass us earlier this season. Anyway, what I'm saying in a nutshell is that it is advisable for Mikel Arteta to do 1 or 2 tweaking in the squad today. Simply because you cannot keep chasing Champions League and keep chasing Premier League. For now, the most important trophy for Arsenal right now is the Premier League. They need the Premier League more than they need the Champions League. But if the Champions League come along the line, they will take it, they will embrace it, they will hug it. But you know, this group phase now is still very get meaning. Because top 8 now the important pass. As far as, for instance, now my Chelsea is presently seated 5th on the Champions League table. Will you believe that? And right now, I'm so satisfied with this 5th. I pay me, we finish with 5th. We are part of the top 8, we are not playing playoff. You get the point now. So the most important thing in this game is just, let's just play it and let's not lose. That's what I feel like the mentality Arsenal should come up with today. Fine, you might push for the win, but just don't lose. Just don't lose. That's why if you check my prediction at the end of this video, my prediction is a draw. I'm going for a draw. If Arsenal can smuggle out a draw, it's going to be better. However, don't forget, there's an Hurricane. Hurricane where they always call Arsenal away from time to time. He's also there. Olise is also another player that, is banging goals now. He's playing like Willie right now. And the good news is that there's not going to be Luis Diaz for Arsenal. Anyway, real quick, let us first of all get into Mikel Arteta's press conference yesterday. I don't drop the first part for FB yesterday. Yesterday, they asked Mikel Arteta about the Tottenham Hotspur game, how was the excitement about the Tottenham, because they asked Timber, and Timber said, you see the energy of Tottenham Hotspur and the excitement is still there our head. I want to take it into the Bayern Munich game that is coming up today. They asked Mikel Arteta, Arteta said it's the same thing for him too, that the excitement level, the energy, they just want to take it into the Bayern Munich game. Now, for injury updates now, they asked if Gabriel Martinelli and Noni Madueke and Odegaard will be in contention for today's game. And Arteta confirmed that Noni Madueke and Gabriel Martinelli are going to be in contention for today's game, but Odegaard is still in doubt. As of this moment, they need to assess him within yesterday and today to know if he's going to be available for that game. Let's see how the matter will be. On top, Victor Gyökeres and Kai Havertz, they asked Mikel Arteta, what's the update? Because the two of them have not been training. Arteta said they are okay, they are fine now, but they still need to undergo through some scan. And after that scan, that's what we now decide if they will be fit to return back to grass. They don't want to rush anything and risking anything. Anyway, that is that about that. Moving on the squad rotation today, they are asking if they should expect the same kind of squad level that played against Tottenham, or Arteta will rotate today. Arteta did not give them a straight answer, but Baba said they are still going to come into the game today with the same intensity. Of course, how will you be asking a coach if he will rotate or if he will play the same squad? Some of these journalists say, Anyway, moving on the atmosphere. They asked Mikel Arteta that the atmosphere on Sunday against Tottenham Hotspur was electric. Was that the best atmosphere he has seen so far so good at the Emirate Stadium? Arteta said it has to be one of the best. It has to be one of the best because the fans were behind them. And things like this motivate even the fans too. When you listen to me now, if to say you are reside over there, you are gingered, you want to go to the Emirate Stadium and, fire up with your boys today, even in the game that is coming up tonight. Anyway, may we leave that one. This is the funny part now. They can't ask Mikel Arteta again, say, the game you played on Sunday against Tottenham Hotspur, your team scored 4 goals from open play. You did not score any from set piece. Are you happy about that? Did you have a little bit of laugh? Mikel Arteta said he was even upset that his team did not score set piece. Arteta don't thought something else. He said he was upset that Arsenal did not score set piece goal. Anyway, that's that about that. But he just said to him, it is still the same energy. You score from open play, you score from set piece. As far as say you score, there's no difference between all of this. Kenny. Anyway, moving on. They asked him about Bayern Munich that they are playing today. That will this game be the biggest challenge Arsenal has faced so far so good this season? Because it seems like Arsenal have been opposing everybody lately. 16 games unbeaten. Today is going to make it the 17th game. And Mikel Arteta said, see, it's not about the biggest challenge. Every game is the biggest challenge. We are playing against Bayern Munich. They are the biggest challenge. After Bayern Munich game, Chelsea will be the biggest challenge. After Chelsea game, the next game will be the biggest challenge. So every game is the biggest challenge. Kudos to Mikel Arteta with the way he approached this question. Moving on now on top, the comparison between Odegaard and Emirate. Is it comparison? I mean the choice. His choice. Because Emirate in their last game scored that trick at the North London derby, what somebody have not done since Premier League was called Premier League. And Odegaard is the captain of the team. You can't be like say Emirate don't secure, you don't cement that rule. Now they are asking Mikel Arteta, who is your preferred choice? If Odegaard come back, will it be Odegaard or will it be Emirate? Arteta said, see, that role will be selecting it based on merit. Whoever merit it, now go they play. No be say we go they say this person is the captain, I mean this person is I mean, look at the competition over here again. That's why I said even the squad depth for Arsenal is depthing, if there's any English like that. The squad depth at Arsenal, they are the starting lineup elsewhere. Anyway, big ups to him. Also on Gabriel Jesus, they asked Baba said Gabriel Jesus is recovering very fast. That very soon he's going to be together with the boys, He still needs some time to recover. And he gave kudos to Piero Hincapié yesterday, saying he called him warrior. He said he's a warrior for the way he performed brilliantly and, very mature against Tottenham Hotspur. Now, getting into the Bayern Munich game today, here is my own lineup. At goal post, I have David Raya. At the left-hand side, I have Miles Kelly. You could see that the rotation is now rotating. Is now depthing. Moving on, Piero Hincapié. He is a player that knows Bayern Munich in and out. He has played them well. Moving on, William Saliba. And moving on, at the right-hand side, Timber. You could clearly see that the only rotation that I made now in my own lineup is only Miles Kelly. Moving on to the midfield now. Martins Zubimendi did not play Arsenal's last Champions League game due to suspension. So I'll be expecting Martins Zubimendi to start today. Today, Declan Rice is going to be starting. I'm very, very sure that is yellow card because it's one game to yellow card. I'm very sure he should just get the yellow card today and go on suspension for the next game. You get my point now. Anyway, let's see how the matter will be. But in the midfield, I preferred Declan Rice and Odegaard. If Odegaard is going to be fit to play. If he's not fit, then let Eberechi Eze return back. Then at the right hand side, I feel like Bukayo Saka need to rest. Start Noni Madueke. Madueke is not bad. It's not a bad option against Bayern Munich. It's not a bad option. He can even create one Madueke can even come in and create more havoc than Bukayo Saka will do. Just like I said in my last Arsenal video that I've not really been feeling Bukayo Saka like that this season. So, in my own opinion, starting on Madueke. And on the left-hand side, Leandro Trossard has been Arsenal's best player so far so good this season. And up front, it has to be Mikel Merino. There's nobody else. No Victor Gyökeres, no Kai Havertz, no Gabriel Jesus. Anyway, that's that about that. These are the little rotation that I feel like it still makes sense more. And, you know, if the game is going the other way around, Arteta need to bring on players. As much as I believe that Arteta need to rotate today, he cannot over-rotate because Bayern Munich, if Bayern Munich will play una, if anything will make Bayern Munich score today, they will continue to score. And if anything will make Arsenal concede 3 goals today against Bayern Munich, now embarrassment. You get my point now. For a team that have not considered any goal, so far so good in the Champions League. So Arsenal cannot afford to over-rotate, and they can still not afford not to rotate because there's a Chelsea game coming up by weekend. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. Arsenal fans, what did you guys think about this game? That this game is a very sensitive game coming up today. Like, if you have the next game in mind, you will be cautious of this game. Anyway, Arsenal fans, let me know what you guys think at the comment section. What did you think Mikel Arteta should do? If Arteta is standing in front of you right now, what will you advise him to do ahead of this game coming up tonight? Please tap the like button if you have not. I'ma see you guys later. Chelsea fans, I dey come.